This makeover is going to have a lot of sentimental value. This was my grandmother's dresser, and she has been gone since I was 15. It sat at the end of her bed where I used to spend the night all the time. And she was just the sweetest grandmother. I miss her so much. And I just love this dresser. Remember laying in bed, and that's what I would see all the time. So, this is a special project to me. I'm going to start off by fixing a lot of the damage. The doors on the end there, you see me filling right now from, I guess, the drawers coming out with the door not open. So I'm going to fill all that in and kind of do all my prep work, all my sanding. I'm just going to vacuum it out real good. This piece was kept pretty clean because it was in use in a spare bedroom, and it's no longer there, of course. I'm going to start off with Bonding Boss. If you're not sure what Bonding Boss is, it's a primer to block bleed through, but it also it has adhesive qualities for glass, plastic, and whenever I'm not sure about what's underneath a piece, I use it all the time. I really just like to use it anyway. It's just a safety thing for me. I don't have to worry about bleed through. I don't have to worry about the paint coming off. And it gives me peace of mind, especially when I'm painting a piece for a customer or something that's going to go on the showroom floor. I have that peace of mind knowing that it's going to stand the test of time. There were a couple little dings here and there in the drawers, so I just filled those in. And do you remember this piece? Yes, that I turned into this piece? Well, I took the hardware off of that, and watch what I'm going to do with it. So this is the gold hardware that was on the piece. I'm going to clean that up. It's really cheap looking. It's metal, but I love it. It fits with those doors so well. So I'm just going to clean them up. Here's the pieces that were on the shark piece I just showed you. I saved those because the handles are wood. What you're seeing there isn't brass. I tried, I tested it. It's not, it's just metal. Same thing, I'm gonna put Bonding Boss on this wood. And after that's done, I'm gonna stain it and do everything that I do to the piece. And because I put that Bonding Boss on there, it's gonna work and it's gonna match the piece perfectly. Covered in Bonding Boss, as you see, it has dried. So now I'm going to use some Retique-It. This Retique-It is supposed to add a wood top coat, not a top coat, a wood finish because it has real wood fiber. And that's what it looks like with the Retique-It dry. So we're going to come back to this. Next, I'm going to spray paint these feet. I thought maybe they were metal, but they're not. They're not metal. I don't know what they are. So I'm going to spray paint all those before I start painting so that if I get any overspray, I can paint right over it. So right now, the whole piece is basically primed, ready to go. Hardware is spray painted. Now it's just time to get to the fun stuff that I know you're here for. Again, I'm putting on Retique-It. I'm going to put it over the whole piece. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. I wanted to try this Retique-It. I have done this finish a million times using just paint and making the base color a color called burlap, which is much cheaper and gave me the same effect. But I really wanted to try the Retique-It on this finish and see if I could see the difference, if I could see the wood grain, if it made, that big of a difference. So with that in mind, I did only use one coat of Retique-It. So I'm putting the Retique-It on, and then I'm taking my dollar store sweep brush to get that Pottery Barn wood effect. Just go straight down. Try to keep your hand as straight as possible to, keep it looking authentic and not a mess. I keep cleaning it in between. And I just keep going back over it. And you have a lot of working time with this reticket. So if you don't like it, if you think it's crooked or, something's just not right with it, you have plenty of time to straighten those lines up. It doesn't take a long, long time to dry, but it's definitely got great working time with it. So I'm going to do this whole dresser like this. And in all honesty, it really didn't take me long. And I ended up doing just one coat of retique. I think on most finishes you would use at least two, but the look I'm going for, I didn't want a heavy coat of wood over it. I wanted more of like a sheer coat just to bring out the lighter hues in the piece. So I don't know. I liked it. I thought it kind of worked out well for this finish. And that's what I ended up staying with and doing. Now, the reticket is dry. And as you can see, this is where the color is going to come in, and you can use different color glazes. I'm using Van Dyke Brown. It's by Dixie Belle, and the great thing about glazes is there's a lot of drying time. You can play with this for a really long time if you don't like the effect you're getting. I ended up applying two coats of glaze just to get it to the color that I wanted. I applied it all on the sides. I applied it on both of the drawers. And I'm using a chip brush because can you see how the chip brush is leaving little lines in it like it would with wood? I like that. I want that texture from the chip brush, where a synthetic brush or a nice brush is meant to give you that smooth finish. So I just caution because those hairs come out, but just a good 220 sanding sponge over these things once you're finished will pull out any hairs or flyaways that have fallen into your paint in between drying time. So now I'm going to put some of that glaze on the hardware. The retique that I had on the hardware is dry. And I'm going to stain that up to look like, or I should say glaze that up to look and match the chest of drawers. So here are the doors to the chest. This is what it's going to look like once your bonding boss is dry. It's not pretty, but I want you to see it because I don't want you to think that, it should look like a coat of paint, because it's not going to. And I'm just sanding to get any hairs or debris that may have floated off. We're using sawmill gravy on the doors. Now, look at that sawmill gravy. That's Dixie Belle's old packaging from years ago. That's how long I've had this. Look how thick it is. But the beauty of this paint is just add water to it. I mean, I've had that there for at least 3 years and didn't have the lid on tight. So I'm just gonna spray my brush, add some water as I go along, and you'll see it's a little thicker, but that's okay. I love it. I love it thick, and it's a personal preference. The only thing with using old paint, as you can see, I found I had one or two lumps in it. So I picked those out as I went along, and then I just sanded once I finished. But I promised myself I was not getting any new colors from the store. I'm using what I have. And that was why I decided, let's use what I have, instead of opening another color. And I love this color. It has warm and cool undertones, and it can go in any decor. Now I'm going to use gator hide on the top of my furniture. I always use gator hide when my pieces are going over to the store, mainly because we sell decor off of those pieces. We stage every piece with decor that's for sale. And as soon as it sells, we're moving something over there to replace it. I'm known to climb on top of furniture to hang pictures or mirrors, and it stands the test of time. Now, with the gator hide, you want to put on 3 very thin coats. I'm using the blue sponge, which Dixie Belle sells. You can use it for paint, sealers, but with gator hide, it just makes it go on really smooth. And you don't want to overwork gator hide. It sets up pretty quickly. So as you see, as I run it across the top, if I miss a spot, I'm just going to let it go. I don't want to overwork it. It's going to mess up my finish. I can hit that when I do my second and third coat if there's an area missed, and it works out fine. Now I'm going over it with just very light with a 220 sanding sponge, just in case any little fibers or hairs floated in it while it was drying. This will pull those out and also leave a nice smooth finish over top of it. Now I'm moving on to my clear coat by Dixie Belle. It has the satin finish. If you can see, it's a little white looking. It's just a tad thicker so that you don't get the runs like you do with a thinner sealer, but it dries beautiful, it's clear, and it just has the prettiest finish. So it's all about the minor details, right? Now I'm going to use Big Mama's butter. This comes in a lot of different scents, and it's a wood conditioner. It makes your wood beautiful. As you see, I put it in all of the drawers, all around the sides of the wood, and I also put it on the rails of the wood so that it glides real smooth, and it just deepens the color of the wood and makes it smell so good. I'm using the scent Fresh and Clean. I think my favorite is the orange scent. So now I'm just going to put some on these drawer rails so that my drawers glide really nice. So you should really try this. I mean, it's good for everything, leather, just so many things. Now I'm going to put the doors back on. I've got most of the hardware on, and we'll get an idea of what it looks like, the final product. So here is that finish. And as you can see with the sun hitting it, it gave me a nice neutral base. It'll go in really any decor. And I love that sawmill gravy color. I think it's just beautiful. And here we have the finished piece. And I really hope you like it because I love it.